that made me think a lot of it is like, while we have our moments where we go off and hate things, I do like to pat ourselves on the back that we like to talk about a little bit of everything and not just here to be angry at stuff.
Being angry isn't fun.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Ooh, boys. Hello and welcome to Let's Bleepin Play. Guess what we're doing, guys? If you clicked on the thumbnail, you know what we are doing. I am the ultimate life form, Sean.
I'm Can You See All of Mason?
It's Thomas.
Oh, we're doing Shadow the Hedgehog.
We are doing Shadow the Hedgehog. We are doing it. Year of Shadow and Thomas's chagrin. We'll go with that. Here we are. Shadow the Hedgehog.
The best Sonic game ever.
You.
No, Mason, this is... I mean, look, I joke about this in Sonic 06 all the time. I've played this one.
That's fair.
I remember, so, first of all, the song absolutely slaps. Absolutely slaps.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the announcement and all this coming out, and I was reading it through Nintendo Power is how I was getting the Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog stuff at the time. That's what I got, because that at the time, 2003 to 2005, that was kind of where I got most of my video game stuff.
Something that is interesting about this little bit of the intro here, this plays into the hero and renegade thing, because you don't know if Shadow beat the shit out of Sonic, or if Sonic got the shit beat out of him and Shadow's off to avenge him.
And
that is the one positive thing I'll say for this part.
This game, I get what they were doing. I get what they were trying to do. Because I remember reading the interviews and all the setup, and Shadow had been super popular, especially with the relaunch of SA2 on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow had been super popular. Everyone was pumped to play him again, and he was coming back. And it had gunplay, and he was cool. And like every game in the mid-2000s that was like, we're gonna be edgy and cool, the game is really, 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 really bad.
The thing I'll give that intro is that for when did this come out? 2005.
2005.
For 2005, the animation is stellar.
Most again, we talked about it in our SA2 episode when we did that at the beginning of season 1. That despite some of the lip flap stuff, the animation is still very good in Sonic Adventure.
But like these pre-rendered cutscenes,
they're really good. But Fire in the Sky Festival.
Smoke.
I can see why this would start young Thomas down a path of hating Shadow the Hedgehog.
Was it even this, or did it start before this? How did it start? He puts his drink down. You really want to know? Maria, no.
Is this the first time we saw Maria die?
No, because we saw it. We saw it.
too.
That's right, it is in SA2. That's right.
Folks, let me be perfectly blunt. I don't hate Shadow. It's exaggeration. I just think he is not as strong a Sonic character as other people think. I'm not as in love with him.
Which is fair. And
Oh, Jesus Christ, this game is ass. And look, I try to be positive. I'm a Sonic fan, ride or die. I have turned a blind eye to a lot of bullshit this franchise has. I can't do that shit. I really don't like this game.
How do you know I'm Shadow?
And guess what? Guess who has to play it because he's the only one who owned a goddamn copy.
If you were wondering, Thomas is on the controls.
No shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about it, you really kind of did this to yourself.
How about kill yourself? Please rid me of your f***ing existence.
We're so getting demonetized.
Oh, who gives a f***? We're not making f***ing
So
I'm
the
actually
gimmick,
not, for right now, I'm just playing up the anger. I'm not actually that angry.
the gimmick of this game is you had to play it through so many different ways.
Because the gimmick of the game is the renegade or hero thing. Do you go with a renegade or do you go with a hero? And it alters your path depending.
Which is, I think, a really cool idea for a Shadow or even a Sonic game. The problem is you need to adapt the gameplay as much, and this game is like really wanting to have its cake and eat it. It wants to be a Sonic game. It wants to be a shooter. It wants to be...
It wants to be a lot of things. Hey! Long time no see. Why did he say that so much?
So have you ever heard the theory that this game is the most racist Sonic game?
Yeah, and it's stupid.
It's mostly said tongue in cheek because the way they say they always refer to it as the black aliens, the black creatures.
They refer to it as like the black creatures.
The black aliens, the black everything. It's one of the funnier gags that are out there in this game.
Okay, so basically, like I said, the gimmick of this game is you choose renegade or hero. You've gotta choose what path you're on. Does Shadow turn to the dark side or does he turn to the light side? And depending on what you do, the mission changes. You go down a different path. There are 326 paths in this goddamn game.
Which, again, if we were playing a straightforward Sonic game, if it was a straightforward, what we know as a Sonic game, all the paths, that's cool. Again,
it's not.
This is not a straightforward Sonic game, and yeah.
If this is a game that they really wanted to like make it so that it was built around playing it that many times, they would have made it a good game, so you'd want to play it that many times.
Again, the 2000s, really after Sonic Heroes, Sega was real confused what they were going to do with Sonic.
Well, because they were trying to, at one point, like distance themselves from him in like the Saturn era.
Well, yeah, but that was before the Dreamcast. They were done. But then afterwards, with the popularity and the conversion over to 3D, they really struggled with trying to figure out what they wanted to do. And I remember my excitement for this game was my thought that it was just going to be SA2, but with Shadow. You know, oh, that's going to be really cool, new story, and a lot of, and yes, there are a lot of the gameplay mechanics still in it.
Whee! Whoa.
Again, for a game that wants you to collect things and see things and take different paths.
And then you do that.
Yep. And again, that has been a problem with 3D Sonic in general at times. Because sometimes...
Yeah, but up until now, it's never been required.
Exactly.
It's never been required to continue.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, it very much is.
And that's, I think where a lot of people can complain about the 3D Sonic stuff, this is the game that I think that a lot of those flaws are real in a lot of like, hey, vehicle play. Why is Shadow get a car? I don't know, because it's cool.
Why am I in a car? And that's why Sonic Drift sucks.
I'm not putting that quick. I already did it.
Oh, you did?
I did it in the Toy Story 2.
Mason doesn't remember anything.
So, like I said, the gimmick of this game, no matter what you pick, you go down a different path. There are 326 paths. We don't know how this LP is going to go, but I think it'll be boring for y'all to see just neutral mission, neutral mission, neutral mission, neutral mission if I'm doing neutral playthrough, hero, hero, hero. If I'm doing hero, dark, dark, dark if I'm doing dark. So here's what I'm going to do. Every path I go down is going to be a different path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to try and do a bunch of the 326 paths.
Mm-hmm.
For this one, we just did the neutral playthrough. It's just getting to the ending, because the path I'm going to be going down is the Order of Steel. Yes, they all have names.
They all
they all have like 90s, early 2000s dad rock names.
New metal. They all have new metal as album names.
So, interestingly, I'm just now realizing about this game. Is this the easiest Sonic game to get Chaos Emeralds in?
No, SA2, because that's a good game, and they're accomplished story-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think, and again,
No, wait, no. I mean, like, easiest to, get, like, like in other games, it's, like, easiest, they're the easiest ways to, like, get the Chaos Emeralds. Like, in other games, it's, like, you have to go through, like, a special level and shit. Or, like, you have to do certain puzzles. And this, you just get them.
Yeah, but that is the case for a lot of 3D Sonic games.
was this the first time we got a lot of human characters in Sonic?
No, because there were some in the...
I know there were some
There-
in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, but
this
this
was
is the
the-
one that had the most human.
Bleeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we get Gun Commander here.
Like, I knew that, we know that
Fun fact, do you know this guy has a real name? It's not just Gun Commander.
Oh, God.
it's not just GC.
No, it's Abraham Tower.
That is the most
course.
Sonic name that has ever existed.
Of course.
And again, I know a lot of people hate this guy. Like, a lot of people consider him, like, the worst Sonic character or whatever. I think he has potential. I like what they kind of try and do with him. It just... We'll get to why the story of this game doesn't work. And spoilers, the story of this game really doesn't work.
No, it's a good idea. I think I legitimately think a lot of the ideas of the story in this game aren't bad.
What, a Sonic game having a good idea and then not executing on it?
So,
well, say it ain't.
When X-Play was a thing, their entire review on this was that this guy is just the voice from Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, he's Dr. Claw.
That's the entire
Is it
gag.
the same guy?
It's just the entire gag because he sounds the same.
No,
Okay,
it
he
just
does.
sounds the same.
I thought it was like the same VA.
No. Because that's significantly more interesting than this. Hey, I watched a YouTube video essay about Inspector Gadget. It was defending Inspector Gadget 2.
The movie?
Yeah.
Personally, I do like the first movie, actually. Second one, I have to rewatch. I've only watched it once and I was young.
I'm exact opposite. I don't like the first movie, but I like the second one.
Interesting.
It's called Nostalgia, baby.
That's fair.
Glyphic Canyon.
That's a good name, actually. Glyphic Canyon.
In order to go down the Order of Steel pathway, we are going to be doing the hero mission for this one.
Okay. Because our goal is to go down.
he's dead.
We're going to show one pathway, and then we're going to show the ending. Is that our plan? Okay.
Yes.
We did some workshop in there. That we do want you all to see the ending. Thomas
Yes.
has worked very hard.
I did. Unlike Toy Story 2, since we knew this was coming up, I did a test playthrough for this game.
I guess I underestimated his power.
So this is technically my 11th playthrough, not my first. I'm in agony.
We duct taped Thomas to a chair and said, "Play, Shadow."
Dance for us, monkey. Dance for us.
Yeah, Monkey Day. Dance, Eric, dance.
All right. As I'm still in the willing to say some positive things about this really, really bad game. Level design, while integrated in the use of it's really annoying. The look of all the levels is actually pretty good. The problem, I think, is in the gameplay mechanics in the levels.
Did this come out?
This is just...
This came out after Heroes,
Yes.
right? Because that was
Yes.
Heroes.
Heroes is the first one that followed up Sonic Adventure 2 on the
Yeah.
GameCube. With the success of SA2 being released on the GameCube, Heroes came out was it a GameCube? No, it was on all.
No, yeah,
systems.
that's what
I couldn't remember if it was on GameCube and then ported.
It was
But yeah,
PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
yeah, it was,
Because what I was about to say was, is this the first Sonic game to go multi-platform? And then I was like, no, it's not. It's Heroes.
yeah. So
Heroes went.
yeah. At this point, Sega started developing for every system.
And this is a lot of the hero missions of the game. This is a lot of the missions of the game. Scavenger hunts.
Mhm.
You gotta hunt down and kill a bunch of aliens. This level is slightly better because you don't have to kill all of them, but some missions you do.
So is Knuckles just following you, or does he do anything?
It's 2-player. You can play 2
You,
player.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
that's
technically
right.
do two play. The heroes will sometimes help you. It won't do much, but they will sometimes help you.
They're to be like, hey, Shadow, hey, what you doing, Shadow?
They're here to remind you what franchise this is.
Yeah.
Very much.
So it is very interesting that it's Sega at this time was...
Also, here, you want the edgy?
Hey!
Damn.
That's a Knuckles saying.
You said
that,
the dead
actually.
word.
There's only if I remember correctly, there are 4 Sonic characters in this game who swear, who say the damn word. It's Shadow, obviously. It's Knuckles, Sonic, and Espio are the ones who swear.
So
Honestly, all of them make sense.
I was gonna say, which to be honest, I can see all of them swearing, so I don't really mind it. Because I know that was something people got really upset at, was the character swearing. I'm like,
Knuckles
I don't give a shit.
I imagine Knuckles would swear, but he doesn't he doesn't extreme swear. Like he'll say like damn and shit, but he doesn't go much beyond that. Like same with Sonic. I think if he gets really mad, might drop an F-bomb, but most of the time he's keeping it light. He's playing it. He might throw it.
He's pretty.
He's saying some more goofy cursing.
So
Shadow will say any of them, but he's only doing it to be edgy. And Espio just says it because Espio will whatever he wants.
So if we're going by Smiling Friends logic, does that mean they're all going to hell?
Probably. It's a Sonic franchise. Something that is cool, once you fill a chaos meter like that, unlimited ammo, baby, and you're invincible. So basically, don't waste time on the chaos blast. Or the chaos control if you're a scavenger.
And see, that's something again that I think is actually well implemented. It's unfortunately in this game, but that's a good idea. Like that's
That's a very good idea in this bad game.
I acknowledge that this game is a flaming pile of garbage. Like that's just the truth. But it's not without really good ideas. It's just implemented. So many of these ideas are implemented poorly and trying to tie it into the way we play Sonic games instead of just making it its own thing and not worried about trying to be like a Sonic game.
Yeah.
But they were so concerned with being another SA2 that they had to incorporate a lot of those elements to it, probably using some of the same programming stuff as well, like, you know, didn't start completely from scratch.
Yeah.
But I think like this story, I know it doesn't 100% work, maybe it doesn't even 75% work, but this story, I think there are other game styles that would have made and fit this story.
Oh yeah.
It just
had to make it a Sonic game.
And it's funny coming off of Heroes, which is a lot of people of the time's favorite Sonic game.
One of mine.
Which really expanded the Sonic library of characters.
Of playable characters,
Yeah.
especially.
To play as, you know.
That was the game that introduced Godzilla Metal Sonic.
Yeah.
Or whatever he's called. Is it
Metal Overload.
Metal Overlord. Yeah.
Shadow, like a hack and slash Shadow game where he gets to pick up different weapons actually might work.
Yeah.
Because I like the animation of him holding that giant sword was cool. Then you're like, oh, this is how we use it? That sucks.
So
Sean's like, oh, he's holding a giant sword. That means the game's good now.
So anime logic.
Giant swords do make games better. What do you mean it didn't make this game better? Oh no.
So really funny thing about this game, and I guess Shadow as a character in general, and I guess my connection with him. So when I was a young lad, when I was a young warthog, when we first got our family computer, and we first got YouTube on it, I must have been like 4 or 5, and I think as all kids were when they went to YouTube for the first time, I was enamored. I was like a kid in a candy store, and my eyes were like went wide with everything I could watch, and I would always watch the same videos over and over again. And for some reason, I even went back and I found it recently. The one video that I would watch constantly is an edit of like every Shadow cutscene at the time, set to "It's My Life" by Bon Jovi.
Honestly, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. It's probably not good, but I don't hate the idea of that.
I'll just send it to you guys so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Hey, El Presidente.
Mr. President, whose name is Mr. President. Yeah, he doesn't have a real name. He's not that
Although, for continuity's sake,
Good old MP.
The same president in SA2.
Yeah, he got reelected.
He might still be serving the same term.
Yeah, you're right.
2001 to 2005. Maybe.
It depends what year this is technically actually set in. It also looks is the entire world on fire?
No, it's just what the black arms do to the sky.
This is my favorite thing about the picture.
When did he take that? Like, that's the thing. When did he take that? It has to be post-Heroes, because that's the only time Shadow and Sonic were alive and willing to stand next to each other. So when did he take that?
I like
he's got like spy robots. He's used drones to be taking pictures and to pretend to be best buds with his hedgehogs.
I like to think he didn't actually take that picture. He got like a Secret Service member to take that picture, and like here you are, sir. You can put it in your collection. And he has a whole like mirage type thing of a bunch of pictures of Sonic. He has a shrine. That's the word I'm thinking of.
I was like, mirage is not the right word.
Here's the meme.
I meant collage.
Damn fourth chaos.
Hey, said the meme. Where is he? What the?
He's in Circus Park.
Isn't that
Don't you know the famous Sonic level, Circus Park?
Of course I know the one. Tails.
You could tell that they just because Heroes got Tails out of the machine, right? He runs with the crew. Yeah. So, but like. Which I prefer. I'm glad that we got Tails out of his airplane.
Oh no, crash it.
And that's how he got out, because the airplane has
This
exploded.
is just too easy. Guess it's my lucky day.
I'm lucky that fox died.
See, because it's funny, because I'm going to do the hero mission, because again, that's the Order of Steel path.
Mhm.
But that cutscene makes it seem like Shadow's just gonna rob the shit out of Tails.
So I saw someone point out that was like, what is up with last names in Sonic games? You have Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog, Knuckles the Echidna, but then Tails just gets to have a last name.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Amy just gets to have a last name.
Never fear, Amy Rose is here.
Because, here's the real answer. Because Sonic doesn't really care.
Because the world hates hedgehogs and echidnas, and therefore they have to label them as their last name.
Was this the
But
first?
Amy Rose is a hedgehog.
She's a special hedgehog.
Was this also the first game to have the Sonic X cast?
This was the 4Kids cast.
This is the 4Kids cast, yeah.
Which
Which also makes this Mike Pollock's first appearance as Eggman in a game. I
Yeah.
believe.
I don't think the voice cast in this game is bad, but it definitely feels like a drop down from the other games.
This is some people's favorite.
I know it's some people's favorites. For me,
It's not mine.
no,
It's not my favorite. I'd call it an improvement over, maybe not over Heroes, but over SA.
I
and
might
SA2.
again nostalgia blindness maybe is a real thing.
Yeah.
The SA2 cast, I love the voice, and because that's what I imagine, because that's how I grew up on. That's how I was introduced to a lot of these characters. That's their voices.
That's fair, I guess.
And this again, I don't think the voice cast is bad in this game at all, and I can see why some people would say it's their favorite. I do think it's a step down from both the Adventures and Heroes.
Not to be an asshole, but I'd hope it's a step down from both. They're the same cast.
Well, yes,
Oh,
I know.
are
I
they?
know that. Yeah, they are.
The only difference is like Tails' voice is different.
Okay.
I just wanted to include Heroes
significantly
in
worse.
saying that because I know it
Yeah, that's
There.
right. I forgot about Tails' voice actor in Heroes. He's like a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Fun fact: the brother to Charmy's voice actor in that game, and the son of Espio's voice actor in that game. They're all Corpers.
Oh wow.
The mission for this one, the hero mission, is
You're in
to
a turret.
get 400 rings.
Because all good circuses have a turret.
Yeah, haven't you been?
Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus and Gun Show.
This game doesn't want to pick a lane ever.
No, it wants to be. Can
wants to
you
be-
see all the lanes?
It wants to be all the games. It wants to be every game. It's like, ooh, that's cool in that game. Let's put it in this game. Ooh,
Can we be all the games?
it really
No,
wants
you
to be
can't.
the ultimate game.
The ultimate life game. Why does he have a parachute?
I don't know. Actually, it's not bad. Like, it's kind of cool. Like him going down with a gun with a parachute. Like,
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's just the animation of just stopping suddenly with a parachute was a little silly.
That's fair. I just think
that's just a Sonic thing.
yeah, they just I think a lot of the imagery in this game is cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to be more positive than negative on this because
I'm trying to get a lot of the negativity out of the way because, to be frank, I know people like this game, and I really don't want this playthrough to just be bitch and moan, bitch and moan.
Good luck.
I know that's what a lot of this part has been, but this is the first part I'm kind of getting a lot of it out of the way.
At our core, we are all big Sonic fans. Different.
We're all shills.
Exactly. Hey, Sega. I mean, but it's differing levels. We all have.
Hey.
I also like how blue Shadow looked there. Like that was at first, I was like, "Why are you Sonic?" There are just differing levels of Sonic that we all enjoy. Like I said, Thomas. Am I wrong? Heroes is your favorite, right?
It's up there.
Okay. He said, and so of this era, Heroes is your favorite, definitely.
Probably nostalgic for that. But.
Where Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite of this era.
Same.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure yours was Sonic Adventure 2. Albeit, again, Sonic Adventure is also an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of ways does a lot of transitions and has aged better for what it is than honestly something like Mario 64 was at the time.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not saying that it's necessarily a better game than Mario 64, but it has aged in a lot of ways better.
I agree. I definitely agree.
When they transitioned to 3D.
I can't see shit.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
Is this what it looks like when you hit ecstasy?
What a weird decision. Like that's just, I don't know.
Sega making weird decisions?
It's, and at this time, they're making some of the best Sonic games ever made, though. The advanced games are coming out.
That's true. Yeah, that is around the
And there we go.
Woo!
As Shadow gets stuck in the loop of constantly hitting jackpots for all eternity, like that episode of The Twilight Zone.
Sorry, Doctor.
Gets drowned in rings.
Tails is cute.
Tails
Two
is
fingers.
cute.
Yeah.
We have now...
Fun fact, this is one of 2 Tails missions in the game. The other one requires he saves the president.
Oh my god.
I remember that.
Just imagining Tails screaming, "Get down, Mr. President," in his high squeaky voice. It's hilarious.
That is absolutely hilarious.
Alright. Because we are going on the Order of Steel pathway, we're officially going to be a dick. We are going dark for the next 2 missions.
I'm confused. Why does Mike Tyson's face tattoo keep showing up as the loading thing?
It's just tribal tattoos. That was another thing that they tried to make a thing. Mario had a tribal tattoo. They gave
the
Crash...
Game Boy Advance. They gave Crash one, yeah.
Crash had a lot.
Crash had a lot. Crash has a lot of tribal iconography.
Yeah.
I like the gun, like, the uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Again, this doesn't make any sense story-wise, because at this point, I have basically done nothing but help for 2 missions straight.
Yep.
And he's still like, no, this guy.
It doesn't matter which path you go on. The story, it doesn't change the story as much.
It doesn't change the cutscenes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue.
But hey, we have started Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yay.
And will Thomas's sanity maintain?
No.
Well, you can find out next time when we play more Shadow the Hedgehog in the Death Ruins. All right, so Thomas, hit pause. Bye!